Hello, it's Dulce and I'm here bringing you a new book haul because I have a whole bunch of books that I haven't shown you and I also haven't made a video in a while. So now I'm here to bring you this and I hope you enjoy. So the first few books I've got I actually bought towards the end of August and I just haven't shown you yet, so I'm gonna start off with those. First book I've got here is Persuasion, which is a Penguin Deluxe edition, and it was like $3 from Value Village, which I think is a great deal for a Penguin classic. And it's in such good condition, and oh, it's so pretty. Penguin, don't ever change. Next book I've got is Burn for Burn, and you'll notice that this is, I guess it's the mass market edition for Burn, because it's also super cheap. It's half price compared to the first version of Burn for Burn in the paperback. This is only $4.99 in Canada or US. I've been wanting to get into some Jenny Han, so now I will. Eventually, it's not actually on my immediate TBR, but I have the book, so it will be there on my shelf to taunt me. Next book I've got is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld, and this is actually an ARC. It's not a finished copy. I got this from Simon & Schuster, not because I'm sponsored by them or anything, but I actually won a contest on GOODREADS, which was super cool, and actually I already read this book, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. When I get the money, I'll probably buy it in hardcover as well, just because it's something that I want on my shelf, because I think I'd like to reread it in the future. I think if you're especially interested in the publishing industry, then this is a book that you should get. And it's out now on store shelves, and it's in hardcover, and if you don't know, it's sort of two parallel stories, and so in the hardcover they actually have them inked across the top corner so that it shows like every chapter. So I guess if you wanted to just read each narrative on its own, you could do that. I mean, you could do that without the pages marked, but it looks cool. I don't know what. Anyways, that's the thing they did. It's available now, and you can pick it up, and I think you should. And the last book I got in the month of August was Half Bad by Sally Green. It was actually on sale. I think the retail price on this is $21 and I got it for $12. So that's a pretty good deal right there. And I actually read it already and it wasn't half bad. I really liked it. It's about witches, if you don't know, but it wasn't creepy like you would sort of expect a story about witches to be. It's actually more of the story of sort of like a fugitive in a way. And so if you like those kind of stories in movies, you might like this book. Now let's move on to the month of September. By September I was well into my new job, and so I was making money, which meant I was also buying books every other week. Yay! So one of the most recent books I bought was East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I actually started this book over 3 years ago because I borrowed it from the school library, but then I had to return it before I finished it. I think I was about a third of the way in. It's kind of dense, but I was enjoying it, so I'm happy to have gotten this. Especially it's a Penguin edition. It's very, very pretty, and looks great on my shelf. I'm excited to dig into this again because I do want to get back into classics. As you saw, I have Persuasion, East of Eden. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next book I've got is 100 Sideways Miles, which I actually got on publication date because this was the book that I was waiting for this month, and I bought it immediately because I didn't pre-order it. Anyways, it's in my possession and I read it and it was good. And yeah, it's 100 Sideways Miles by Andrew Smith, who wrote Winger and Grasshopper Jungle, which are both doing well in the market right now. And so I recommend any of his books. Just go read Andrew Smith, but also especially read Winger, because that one's the best, in my opinion. In my opinion. Next book I've got is one that a lot of people were talking about in the summer, especially towards the beginning of summer, and I never got a chance to go get it and read it, and now I kind of feel like it's too late because it's already fall, but here we go. I've got Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. And as I've said, very popular book, and it's sort of a summary contemporary from as far as I've heard. And so I'm probably gonna read this in November or something when I'm feeling down. Because sometimes when you read so many dystopians and sci-fi and things, you just get down in November. And so you need to insert some positive energy, and I'll probably get it from a book like this. Next book I've got is a bit of an odd one for me, and I'll explain why, and that is because it is The Lost Hero in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I have yet to read the Percy Jackson series. I don't know why, it never really popped up in my childhood, and I'm just really late to the table. But I bought this book, not because I'm going to read the Heroes of Olympus before Percy Jackson, because I don't think that would quite work, but I got this because I was in the library, and the library I go to regularly gets rid of books and sells them for like 50 cents to like $1. And so this was $1. And I could not pass it up because the cover is still pretty nice. I mean, it's got some dents, and it's definitely one of those books that people just open up with the spine, but how can you beat $1? Can't beat $1. And so this one's probably not going to get read very soon because I have yet to own the Percy Jackson series, and I will buy their pretty box set eventually, and then I'll read it, and then I'll continue on with this series. Next book I've got here is called Too Far by Rick Shapiro. It was abandoned, and so I decided to adopt it, and I brought it home because I thought that the synopsis was interesting enough. After Googling it, it sounds like it's a book that a lot of counselors and like college counselors give to students, or that students get on their first day of school. So I don't know if any of you have ever gotten this on your first day of school at college or university. I didn't. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to read it. If I don't, I'll probably donate it somewhere, but at least it has a home for now. And the last two books I've got are books that I already read a long time ago. I just haven't owned them yet. And so we've got Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, which is one of my favorite books, and the film is one of my favorite films of all time. And I'm so happy I have this now. This is the same edition that I read when I was in grade 12. I'm very excited to have this in my possession. Last book I've got is An Abundance of Catherines, which means that I have finally gotten all the John Green books that he's written on his own. I don't have all the books that he's co-authored. Though we do have Will Grayson, I don't have Let It Snow. But yeah, now I have The Fault in Our Stars, Paper Towns, Looking for Alaska, and An Abundance of Catherines, which is great because that means that I can now lend them out to people who have not read them yet. Yeah. So that's my book haul for this month and a little bit of last month. I am actually giving myself a book buying ban for a little bit because I just bought an iPhone. I just bought an iPhone, and so that was a lot of money, which could have equated to so many books. But yeah, new phone. I gotta let go and not buy books for a while. And I should also be reading a lot of these books on my TBR. We'll see how that goes because I really need Tara Moffe's books. Yeah, because I don't want to just have them from the library anymore. I need them in my life. I need them on my shelf. That's it. I'll see you next time with another video, and goodbye!